What is good, credit people on the other channel? It's your boo. Bob Lamb, and in today's video, we're talking about the Pop Smoke backlash that the media has been giving his label because obviously Pop Smoke has been taken from us. RIP. Now, if you don't already know, he just dropped an album, or his label just dropped an album called Faith that we originally thought was going to be self-titled. We also thought it was going to be like 16 solo songs, but the real issue here is the exact opposite in that it had way too many features. Just to give you all a little summary of what is going down on Twitter, Instagram, all social medias basically, of the backlash of Pop Smoke's album. Pop Smoke has literally been recorded, I think, with Nadeska in an interview. We're going to show the clip in a second, literally saying he don't fuck with these other rappers. He don't want anybody on his songs. However, like, I don't even know how many songs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 features on his album. A posthumous album, bro. Like, I get that dude probably got a lot of unreleased songs, and you know, they got to pull like a Bad Vibes Forever album type method, hashtag can, just like they did with XXS Tentacion, and that there are a bunch of unfinished songs. So to fill up the space, you got to put some features in there, put some big hitters. It's gonna stream well, you know, especially because it's Pop Smoke and he's gone. However, you don't even need to do that. Pop Smoke is a big enough artist that he don't need to be carried like that. And honestly, you can go check out my reaction and review on my second channel. It's basically my main channel at this point, just doing reactions and Twitch shit. I'm only hopping on here for vlogs and bigger topics. But the best songs on the album were low-key the solo songs that were shorter. So even if the song was unfinished, just leave it at a minute 45. We don't need a 3 or 4 minute song. Shit, I'd fall asleep like DJ Academics on stream, bro. On the other hand though, I'm not gonna lie, I fucked with the second half of the album, like Chris Brown, Dua Lipa, Pharrell, Quavo, and Kodak Black. And the last song, they honestly went off. But the best songs were like the original drill Pop Smoke sound in the middle of the tape that I just don't understand why Pop Smoke's label like strayed away from it. But anyway, let's check out that clip that I was mentioning a little bit before, where Pop Smoke literally said that he doesn't like to have people on his songs because he don't fuck with other dudes because they're too envious. Yet his label, while he was gone, put 21 features on his album. All right, check it out.
Lil TJ?
Nah, Lil TJ, my nigga.
Oh yeah?
I don't fuck with niggas.
And by the way, Lil TJ was on the album, so his label got the clear on that. Lil TJ is allowed, according to Pop Smoke himself.
You notice why I don't do songs with niggas? My tape ain't have nobody on it, because I don't fuck with niggas. I don't like niggas. I don't want to like niggas. I'm not into them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, because niggas be envious.
Pause. He don't like. I don't either, bro. Now, to emphasize what Pop Smoke just said, I checked out his Meet the Woo 2, which was his last project before he passed away. And he only had 4 songs with features on it. Granted, the tape was only like 10 or 11 songs, which is about half of Faith, the album that dropped last night. But still, multiply that by 2, that's only 8 features. So in conclusion, 21 features was way too much. Now, you also might be asking yourself, well, how do we know Pop Smoke didn't want this? Because he's gone, and as much as we want to speak up for him, thinking that we know what's best for him, maybe like when he turned kind of mainstream, which was technically after his death, unfortunately, maybe he wanted to get all these features and maybe he changed his mind, you feel me? But then Mike D, one of Pop Smoke's best friend, if not his best friend, stated on his Instagram story, giving us a little bit more clarification as to what Pop Smoke might have wanted. Now, granted, again, he might not know exactly what Pop Smoke wanted either, but this is probably much closer to what Pop Smoke's opinion would be at the current moment if he was still alive, rather than what the label is doing, especially since 50 Cent even got disassociated from this album soon after Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon, which was the original posthumous album, because he wanted no part of creating another project that was completely formulated and influenced by the label rather than Pop Smoke working on anything. I'm sure Pop Smoke had some sort of involvement in the project. I'm not the biggest Pop Smoke fan. I don't claim to be, but again, I assume that Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon, Pop Smoke was alive for a lot of that, whereas Faith, he had no part in, didn't even know it existed. But as I was saying, Mike D, his best friend, says, for anybody saying, why did I let anybody drop this or that? I had no involvement in my dog's album. Didn't even know an album was dropping until it got broadcasted on this internet shit. I'm upset my damn self at it because I know he wouldn't even want this like this. Likely speaking about all of the 21 features that were on the album. Now, I get you want 21 Savage, some of the heavy hitters, but people are even upset about the Pusha T feature on the song with Kanye West called Tell the Vision, because at the very end he was kind of like dissing either Tyler or Drake. I think it was Drake, but we can get into that a little bit later. But the fact that he mentioned Tyler's album Call Me If You Get Lost that only released like a week or two ago, I can't remember what the date was, means that this was kind of scrapped together last minute, or at least Pusha T's verse was, alluding to more backlash that fans don't think this was a properly put together project. Now, I see everybody's point. Again, I'm not the biggest Pop Smoke fan, so like I can't really even give an educated opinion on this, but from an outsider looking in, I actually kind of fuck with the latter half of the project. The first half didn't really mess with, but again, once I got into like the OG Pop Smoke drill that I knew Pop Smoke for, and then like the more poppy hits that Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon kind of had with the Chris Brown song, Dua Lipa, Pharrell, I guess you would say R&B type music, I liked a lot. So it was an okay project, but if all the people that were involved in Pop Smoke's life, like all his friends, family, 50 Cent, then I'm gonna just say Pop Smoke's label should leave it at this album. They shouldn't drop a deluxe. They shouldn't drop another project. I know he may have like 300 unreleased songs that people are telling me on Twitter, but just leave it, bro. Pop Smoke's discography is still intact. It's not getting as bad as X's discography with the latter half of his posthumous albums. So we're all good. If there's one artist that labels should kind of emulate with how to handle posthumous artists' careers, that would be Mac Miller. Even Juice WRLD's label getting some slack, but maybe that's just because Juice Hub wants like no leaks and whatnot, and it's hard to do that because sometimes the leaks be the best songs. Now hold up. We actually got an update before we end this video, and that apparently there is actually a deluxe, even though I just said that we should not get a deluxe. It might be a little bit brighter of a picture though, considering I'm hearing from Twitter, so take this with a grain of salt. Again, I'm not the biggest Pop Smoke fan, but Twitter don't lie. No, Twitter lies a lot. But anyway, apparently there might be a deluxe according to one of Pop Smoke's producers. However, instead of being more poppy shit and potentially like more features, and considering the fact that Pop Smoke's label probably sees all of the backlash and scrutiny about all of the features on the OG album of Faith, but the deluxe is supposed to be, so we'll see if that actually happens, to be more like OG drill shit that Pop Smoke was releasing when he was still alive and probably would have wanted to continue to release. That is, if he did not want to go mainstream, which again, we don't really know because, you know, he's up in heaven somewhere, not being able to really tell us what he really wanted. But if they do drop deluxe, and after social media has been freaking out, I would assume that they're going to drop again just OG drill Pop Smoke with little to no features, or some of like his friends that are features rather than some big hitters like 21 Savage, Pusha T, Kanye West, people he hasn't really met in real life. I don't know if he met 21 Savage, but I don't think he met Pusha T like that. And maybe his label will get the blessing of 50 Cent and his friends this time. But anyway, with that, it's your boy Bob Lamb signing off. Pop in my collar. Leave me in the comments what you thought about the whole Pop Smoke album. Do you think it was disrespectful by the label and his peers, or did you like the album in general? Give your honest thoughts. Don't be just a hater just because social media be telling you that shit. Make sure to like and subscribe to join the Bob Gang if you with it. Peace out, cut people. Know what I'm saying?